Ladies and gentlemen, in this video, I'll be talking about one of my favorite games on the market right now, Apex Legends. Starting off strong, Apex's weapon design is very good. Every weapon has a cool and unique design. Every weapon in the game is at the very least physically appealing. Unlike a lot of other games that just apply a coat of paint over weapons and call it a new skin, the legendary skins in Apex make noticeable physical changes to the weapon that oftentimes make them more appealing. It's this amount of effort put into a entirely optional portion of the game that some players will never interact with that makes it very clear that the developers have a lot of passion for this game. Moving into the characters. All of the characters look great. Some look a lot better than others, and all of their personalities are interesting in their own way. The personalities of the characters really show in game when you can see how the different characters interact with each other and how they react to the situations that unfold before them. When a teammate goes down, when you're reviving a teammate, when the ring is moving, when you're far from the ring, when you're close to the ring, when you're reloading. It's this attention to detail in the character design that just builds an atmosphere that I think a lot of players love. Because Apex is a free-to-play game, it's only natural that the game has monetization avenues to keep the game afloat. This game has a battle pass, an in-game market, purchasable characters, Apex packs, which is this game's version of loot boxes, and heirlooms that come from Apex packs, which are rare items within loot boxes. That might sound like a lot for one game, but I'd like to give you my opinion before you decide how you feel about the monetization avenues of this game. I'm going to preface what I'm going to say by explaining that I absolutely hate over monetization in video games, specifically in paid ones. But I believe that the way Apex handles monetization isn't the worst. Let me explain. I consider the Battle Pass system in Apex to be one of the best Battle Pass systems implemented in any game that has a Battle Pass. There's only one reason they would ever buy the Battle Pass, and that's because you want a skin or some type of cosmetic in the Battle Pass in the first place, right? The best part about this system of Battle Pass is that you have access to all the Battle Pass challenges without having to purchase the Premium Pass, meaning you can complete all the challenges, look through the Battle Pass, wait till the last day of the season, and then buy the Battle Pass, get all the rewards, and still have enough Apex coins to buy the next Battle Pass. So you can rinse and repeat this cycle. You can skip a pass if you'd like, wait for the next one, and the game doesn't punish you for doing so. Moving on to the in-game store. I think the in-game store is easily the worst part of Apex's monetization, but the only real problem with it is that the skins in the store are relatively expensive, with a legendary skin costing anywhere from $18 to $21, which I think is kind of outrageous for a skin for a character that you might not be able to even pick because a teammate picked them before you did. But at the end of the day, you don't have to buy these skins. This is personally one of my biggest pet peeves in any game, especially paid games. In Apex Legends, there are characters you can buy, legends, is what they're called. You can buy them for in-game currency, whether it's free to play or the paid currency. This sounds bad, but when you consider that if you play the game for a decent amount of time, you'll be earning currency at such a rate that you couldn't spend all of that currency on buying characters alone. Apex packs are this game's version of loot boxes. Each Apex pack has 3 items in it. One item is always guaranteed to be blue, purple, or yellow, which correlate to rare, epic, or legendary. And you're guaranteed to get 1 legendary item per every 30 Apex packs. These packs contain a wide variety of in-game content, whether they be hollow sprays, voice lines, weapon skins, or character skins. There's also a no duplicate system in this game where instead of receiving duplicates, you'll receive various amounts of crafting materials, which allow you to craft a specific item you want from an Apex pack without having to get that item through an Apex pack. The absolute highest rarity of item you can get in an Apex pack is heirloom rarity. Now these heirloom packs, or heirloom shards, are used to craft a special melee weapon, voice line, and banner pose for a select few legends. These heirlooms are just special melee weapons, basically. They give no in-game advantage other than looking cool, if you consider having rare items in a video game cool. The main criticism of these heirlooms being included in packs is their scarcity. In a worst case scenario, it will take you 500 Apex packs to get one heirloom. The problem with this is that there is no way to have reached 500 packs unless you have bought packs or collecting the heirloom through a very expensive collection event. While I do agree with this argument that the heirlooms are insanely expensive and way overpriced, at the end of the day, it's a cosmetic item that you don't need. The only reason you need it or want it is if you wanted to look cool, if you found heirlooms cool. Arguably, one of the most important factors in the gameplay of a battle royale is the gunplay. The weapons in Apex feel amazing to shoot, and they all have small learning curves that make it feel great when you consistently use a specific set or a specific couple weapons. Because there are characters in Apex Legends that have different abilities, ultimate abilities, tactical abilities, and passive abilities, Apex could be considered a hero shooter. But unlike other hero shooters like Overwatch, Battleborn, and Paladins, where the characters make a huge difference, the mechanical skill and game sense of the player are the most important in the gameplay of Apex, rather than the abilities of the legend you pick. Another important factor when talking about the gameplay of a battle royale are the maps and map design. There are currently 4 maps in Apex: Stormpoint, World's Edge, Olympus, and Kings Canyon, with only 2 of them being playable right now, that being Stormpoint and World's Edge. The concept of Apex is actually quite simple. Be the last one alive, shoot people if you have to survive. But it has an immense skill gap. The movement, the gunplay, the required game sense, the legend ability, and knowledge is what separates the common players from the best players. In most cases, it feels like the reason I die is because I make a bad play or I get outplayed, and the game feels genuinely rewarding to play and put time into. Of course, there are weapons that are better than others, but in my opinion, there is a huge emphasis on the previously mentioned skills rather than what weapon you choose. Overall, I love Apex. This is one of my favorite games, and I'd say, without a doubt in my mind, it's the second best battle royale on the market right now. And I'd say it's definitely worth playing. But if you guys want to know the best battle royale on the market right now, it's Fortnite. They have Spider-Man. Apex is dog shit.